Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to get started on the Mythic Legion's Vorthogg from the new Arethyr wave. This is so exciting because I have waited a long time for these. And I gotta say that honestly, I love Mythic Legions. I tell you all the time, I love medieval, I love mythical stuff. And this stuff really tickles my fancy because I get to do cool, barbaric, unhinged savagery sometimes. And it's really, really up my alley. I don't know. Just think Lord of the Rings, but on the most savage level possible, without thinking too hard. But Vorthogg is part of the new Arethyr wave. He is really dope because he has a new sculpted chest, he has new sculpted hands, and new sculpted feet. All while giving that little extra oomph you need to do the things you wanted to do. For instance, you can now hold a weapon with two hands, even though he is single jointed. All because they kind of press the chest in a little bit easier on that armor to allow a little bit of range of motion. Otherwise, there's a new sculpt on the face as well too. Stuff like this really just works for me. How minor changes make a big difference. So let's talk about the figure. Let's do that before I get to talking about 80 other million things. And yeah, the only gripe I can say is that with our bearded head, it always looks like he's sort of looking up, even if I press his chest forward a lot. So it's just probably the one downside. But articulation wise, we can actually look up with this new head. We have more range to look up, which is pretty good. We can tilt to the side for some more expression. You tilt the head side to side, right? And then we can't look down, obviously. Our beard is going to be in the way. So we have no way of looking down. As far as our arms go, we can head up. And we can actually get in there. I don't think it's going to cause any paint rub after he's left that shoulder piece there. Right here to hinge a little bit further up. To give you a better range for hitting the T-pose. We have a single joint that allows us to rotate, but we do have gauntlet cuff swivel, and we can rotate up. We don't even get the full 90 degrees, but we kind of already knew that with our Mythic Legions going in, right? As you can see, he's given new hands. These new hands are really, really nice. I also bought the handset, which I will talk about in here, and these hinge on a horizontal, not vertical. So you can actually get a really nice expression out of these when you are posing this guy up. As far as the waist goes, we have our still waist articulation, which rotates around. You lose a bit of that crazy mobility here, but in retrospect, you are given more room to do two-handed sword blade poses. Our legs can still get all the way up. We have our new ankle pivot, and mine's is really stiff because even after heating it up out of the box, I gotta still break these in, but I don't want to break them in too well because then I'll lose all stability. We can rotate in on this cuff right here, so we have some generous pivot there. Going backwards is going to be your only downside because of the cuff link here pressing up against the back of the armor on the leg. That's probably going to be your only downside. We still have thigh swivel as well, and we have a little bit of ankle swivel. Knee swivel, y'all. I messed up. But yeah, otherwise I really like what we're getting with this, and just the overall, ooh, these are really tight. What we get with Vorthogg is just really, really nice. This is going to be so much fun to shoot. And then I'm going to have some posing mobility issues because I'm trying out this new grass. I really like the way it looks. It just looks really good here. It also makes that cool fuzzy sound. But yeah, this is nice. Like, I can't front. Everything about this, sculpt-wise speaking, this is just utterly brilliant. So this is Vorthogg so far. Posed up, looking really good. And as you can see here, just in a more basic pose, but it just looks really good. Don't forget, we can also take this guy completely apart. And one thing I forgot to add is our loincloth does not come attached to it. It's separate. This is part of the accessories. And I plugged it on and I left it on because I had too much excitement. So this will be an early accessory you get to look at. Because you can choose to have it on or off. As all this is newly sculpted. Newly sculpted belt part, newly sculpted pelt, all of that. So what I want to do is I want to talk about our accessories, right? Because Vorthogg has a bunch of new nice accessories. Again, let me try to balance this out with my new soft grass. First things first, let's talk about our adapters. You will get a 1.0 style back adapter. Oh, let's fix that. Really? Why you do this to me? There we go. We get a 1.0 style adapter for the back of them. You'll get a 2.0 one in case you want to do wings and stuff. Actually, sorry, this is 1.0. This is 2.0. The larger ones are 2.0, before I forget. And then we have a shield peg extension, should you want to do that. So, how did this work last? No. This is when you want to put stuff like the green shield. I remember that. Or poke shields in the back. Then you will also get a bandolier. You will get extra feet because he actually comes barefoot. So if you want, you'll actually get extra. You'll get the booted feet, which is pretty cool. I think this is the first time they've ever done this, that you'll get the booted feet. So that's pretty cool. You'll also get an extra set of hands. Also a first. These are sword holding hands, whereas those are open action hands. So you'll get weapon holding hands here. And these are a lot softer and open up a lot easier, so you don't have to risk breaking anything. You will get a large hammer, which I actually like the way this one is painted a lot. As you can see, you can take one part off because it's twisting out, right? This is painted really nice. You'll get 2 shoulder armors. And these are brand new. These are a new style of shoulder armor. They're spiky. Spiky, spiky, spiky. Next up, you will get a shield. And I love these. These are originally seen in the Vampire pack and Elven pack. I really like the way this is painted. And it's a gray with a nice black wash. The red and yellow really helped the color separation. Don't forget the handle. Hey, speaking of handles, don't be like me and try to twist your handle off straight out of the box. Don't do it. Heat it up, let it get soft, and you need to wiggle it out. So what you do is you're going to gently just wiggle like that. Because I tried twisting it and ended up breaking the shield on my ballast. The horse. Ended up breaking this shield. And I had to glue it back in. And I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited for Billy to fix it. But I was too excited, and that's my fault. Don't be like me, y'all. Next up, you get a nice broadsword. This is a very plain Jane broadsword, but I'm okay with it. Because if he's going to be like an orc, he's probably been around a while with his big old sword. And last but not least, you'll get an alternate head. Now, I like this head a lot because it reminds me of Urku. Is it? Am I pronouncing right? Urku? Yeah, whatever. But it has those 3 white stripes. So apparently under his beard, or whatever, or he grew more tusk in his day. But either way, you get an alternate head for more options. He actually comes with a ton of stuff. And this, if you had pre-ordered it, was only $35. So paying $50 for it at Big Bad Toy Store may not seem terrible right now. But this guy has range, this guy has options, and I am all here for it. Now, before we get further in, I am going to jump into the size comparisons. So let's take a small break, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, last but not least, we're going to jump into the size comparisons. Now, if I hold them up, it's because, again, my grass is new and it's soft, and it bounces things back up. So you'll have to excuse me. But first things first, I'm going to compare them to other Mythic Legions. So, with a 2.0 styled body, we have Female Knight. And as you can see, Vorthogg is a bit taller than her. I think it's totally fine considering their bodies are preferably a little bit larger and bigger in build. Then we have up against a dwarf. Here's Tauren. Oop, could catch me. As you can see, these guys are obviously much, much smaller. Next up, we have Magnus, a fellow 1.0 body from the new wave. Right? These guys look about the same height. Then we have some other older 1.0 bodies. Now, as you can see here, I added the feet and hands, the new ones. They're going to come in a nice, cool little tray. That is a custom head from Paul's Customs, in case you're wondering. So, if you want to see what the case looks like, we're going to talk about the hands very quickly. There we go. Took the feet out, and as you can see, the extra hands. So you'll actually get some open action. You'll get closed fist. You'll get weapon holding hands. You'll get vertical pegs, so you can actually tilt up and down with your sword or weapon holding hands. That's really good for spears, actually. And you have your open, relaxed hands. And as you can see, the feet there that I took out. So I bought 2 sets of those. So that's going to be really cool, as you'll see in photos too. So you stack these guys up. Look really, really cool. So let's put these guys away. Next up, we have a Marvel Legends. We're going to do a few Marvel Legends. So here's a smaller, slimmer Marvel Legends body. All right? And then you have someone like Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray. And Beta Ray is a little bit taller, but it looks really good with the orcs. Or you could try a body that's in between, like your main man Herc, which is a little bit bigger, but obviously they both fit the myth of fitting in with orcs, right? They have either fought them at one point, they look really good fighting them, right? We have a Mezco Ichigo with his custom head. There we go. Using a Ronin Wolverine body. Next up, we have the... oh, you know what? Here we go. 2 more Hasbro stuff. And I dropped it. Wow. Screw me. Here is a Zeo Green and a Cobra Infantry. I want to tack on a bigger body here. Here is an Ogre, also from Mythic Legions. You know, can team up easily with orcs. As you can see, these guys don't really even fit on the in the frame. We have the I was gonna say the Maisho Ronin Boba. I mean, not Boba, the Ronin Mando. Right. So as you can see, he actually fits this vibe as well too. Let's get you fixed up before I move on to the next one. Since our Ogre wants to be mean and knock people down. Next up, we don't have Kuga, but we have a Fig Arts Lion Senki, and I chose him because as a swordsman, I think he fits the theme that works well for orcs right now. So let's do that. And then we have a Predator, because I've always thought they look really cool fighting orcs or people on like an orc-like planet. So here we have a NECA Predator, the Guardian. But before I go, I do want to add on that I mentioned that it can hold weapons with 2 hands across. So I'm just going to grab this axe, right, from Magnus. And I want to test it out to show you guys on camera, because I've done it already. But I want to make sure I can do it on camera with you guys. So, let's see. Yep. So these are not the right hands, but I'm going to do it here with these ones anyway, because I want to make sure you guys can see it. But technically, with even weapon holding hands, these guys can hold across. Now before, this was problematic to do with the original 1.0 bodies. That may not be the case at all anymore. And you'll see it obviously in pictures, so I'll get to that. But I'm super excited for this wave. I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am. I can't wait for the rest of the wave to come in. That's how excited I am doing this. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this, for real, for real. So please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, say something nice to somebody around out there. Be good to yourself, be good to others. And as always, please be good, do good. Drink your water, guys. Later.